Mike, Newfound Past. Doing a new test here. This is the first time I've used the StreamYard. The Hangouts on there went away as the end of July. Actually, the auction was the last time I'll ever get to use Hangouts on there again. So this is the first time using this. So it's a little learning curve. I don't know how it, how it works exactly. I hope everything is working the way it should, but I don't know. Hmm. So yeah, I got a few. Just wanted to do a live talk about, and you guys can pop into the questions into the chat as well. I hope. Oh, there we go. There's a few people. The bargain effect, fishing and picking. So it is working. Oh, sorry, fishing and picking. I'm figuring this stuff out this morning. Part half test, half chatting, half talking about odd eBay questions and stuff we get. I got a couple recently that's just really odd. As you know, uh, just did our auction last Sunday, and we just had 5 lots. One thing I really, really pride myself on in life as a person, as a man, as a husband, as a veteran Marine, as an eBay reseller is my integrity. It's my honesty. You can go to my eBay accounts, my feedback, whatever that's worth. It's not worth a whole lot. But as a businessman, I own and operate my own businesses for over 10 years and still do kind of. So past 15 years, I've been completely self-employed. So my integrity means a lot to me. So I had one of the persons that bought an auction lot accused me of dishonesty today. Pisses me off. That the one thing you can do to me, you can call me a jerk, you can call me an a-hole, but when you accuse me of dishonesty, that pisses me off real bad. So he said that I didn't represent the lot that he had bought the way that it was or whatever. If go back and watch the auction, I showed everything. See, there you go. Karen bought a lot. She's happy with them. I was just talking about Karen. One of the persons that bought a lot, and I'm not going to say who it is, accused me of being dishonest. And in the video, in the auction video, I held up almost every single piece. I tried to. It's hard to because there's 90 lots in some of these lots. But yeah, a person that bought something accused me of being dishonest, and that's the one thing in life I just can't tolerate. That I can tolerate a lot, but I can't tolerate that. So anyway, there's not much I can do about it. He emailed me, and I'll tell you exactly what he said here in just a second. Well, says his email said, "For I remember you said this was a collection from a guy, which it was. It was a collection buy at a garage sale. This has multiple sports titles, which I said, and basically no top end titles at all. Never claimed it did have any top end titles at all, ever. Said one of the games was the Ninja Turtles was the best pool. You said you didn't go through them and cherry pick them, but that clearly was not the case. I didn't cherry pick them. There was another title that was gold, that was a sports title as well, and you didn't show it? Yes, I did. Go back and watch the video. I held it up, said it was sports. I'm very upset about this lot. Mm. Mm. I shouldn't let people get me worked up, but when people accuse me of being dishonest is when I gotta draw the line. But anyway, don't accuse me of being dishonest. I never have been, never will be. But anyway, on to the. Have you guys? I don't even can't even see with the. This is the first time I'm using Yard Stream, like I said, because Hangouts and everyone went away. I can't tell how many people are watching, but if you guys have had any recent questions and stuff on eBay that was just well, let me pop them in the chat. I would love to hear it because I got at least a couple here. Let me see, pull it up on my phone here. I had a couple of weird questions. I think one of them was on my other account. Let me see if I can find the one on my main account. Here's one I just got yesterday. This is a coat. And in the description, maybe people just don't know all the colors. Who knows? But this is a mauve. Anybody want to know what the color mauve is? It's a color. It's like pink, right? I put the color in there, and they sent me a question. The color in the pictures varies from rose pink to rust. What color is this item? It's mauve. But I responded to him. Of course, I was nice. I'm like, it's more on the rose pink side versus the rust side, but mauve is a color. I don't know a lot about colors, but Karen says you clearly said that you had not been through these, and you didn't, because the first eight I pulled out paid for the auction. There you go. See, Karen, the proof is in the pudding. But some people they're just you can't satisfy them. That's what it's chalked up to, because we've all had bad. If you sell on eBay for any length of time, you're going to have that buyer that's just unreasonable, or has a screw loose or whatever. You can't satisfy them all, and I know that. I've been in business for 15 years, but accusing me of dishonesty when it's live on video just makes my head explode. Can't handle that one. So another question I had on my second eBay account, this one was really a doozy. Wasn't really a question, but well, I guess it was. This person was asking about local pickup of a big item I had listed on eBay. I'm like, yeah, that's fine. I'll change if you want to purchase the item, I can change it to local pickup and change it to a cash payment. You can do that, because you really shouldn't take PayPal and do local pickup. Yeah, it gets a little shady because you have no proof, you have no tracking, you have nothing to prove that the person got the item. But you can change it to a cash and local pickup. So I told them I was willing to do that, blah blah blah, because they're just from a few towns over, not a big deal. And after I responded, they responded back. They just Now I have 12 pictures of this, and this is a suitcase, like a vintage suitcase. Old. It doesn't have wheels. It's vintage. I just noticed the bag doesn't have wheels. How do you carry it? They literally asked that. How do you carry it? I'm not gonna. Well, I don't know if I can show it here. How do you carry it? I just noticed the bag doesn't have wheels. How do you carry it? How do you carry it? Yeah, there's a handle. How do you carry it? Oh my gosh. That's like one of the millennial thing or whatever? I don't care. I know my niece and nephew are millennials and they're great. But is that a millennial thing or what? It doesn't have wheels. How do you carry it? I almost started crying here laughing so hard at that. It doesn't have wheels. How do you carry it? Obviously, after that, they weren't interested. It doesn't have wheels. And I messaged back, it doesn't have wheels. This is vintage. It has a handle. Really nice about it. And they responded back, and I was planning to use it for international travel next week. So I'm afraid if it doesn't have any wheels, that may be hard to use through airports. uh, Kids. But that was the couple of, I should rack these up and put them like a Word document, and every like month do odd questions on eBay of the month or odd comments or whatever. But I know you guys have had some. So let me see here. Fishing and Picking said had a person buy a pair of boots and was upset they didn't smell old. Didn't smell old. Were they a little bit, freaky? Or are they a pair of boots? I'm guessing leather. Leather smell is leather smell. They don't smell old. Sold a new hat, and the buyer messaged me asking where the sweat stain was. What in the world? You got some doozies there, Fishing and Picking, because usually, people want hats without the sweat stain. They wanted the sweat stain. Man, that's a weird fetish if I've ever heard one. They want the sweat stain in the hat. That's bizarre. As they say up in Boston, bizarre. Oh my gosh. So I guess this StreamYard thing is working pretty good. I'm pretty impressed with it. So yeah, if you guys have any other, I don't even know how many people are in here. That's the one drawback I'm seeing of this. I can't see if there's besides the chat here, I can't see how many people are in here. But yeah, that's so that was my things for the day. It's 8:15 Eastern AM. Go after I get done with this. I'll probably wrap this up in the next 15 minutes or so. After I wrap this up, I got to go down out and package my stuff up. I have sales to package up. One big item. It's going to be a doozy to package up. Heavy too. But luckily my mailman's awesome. So yeah, rainy here in Virginia, but at least it's cool. Yesterday it was kind of hot and steamy. So yeah, what else we got going on? I'm trying to put together lots for the next auction. I think I got a completed kind of a crafty lot, with some stamps and some latch hook kits and some other stuff, some vintage lace, and I think that's a good lot. I think that's the balance I try to find when I'm thrifting. I'm thrifting basically three different things when I go out to the thrift stores. Ooh. Oh. Thrifting to sell on eBay, which I still do, and on all the other platforms, Amazon, Poshmark. I've pretty much stopped Etsy. I'm not pretty much. I have stopped Etsy because I've just never made any sales on there. So I'm sourcing for that, and then I'm sourcing for the auctions, number 2. And I'm also sourcing for the mystery boxes that I sell to people on Patreon. So, and a lot, people have been very happy with those, so I've got 3 different, and sourcing for the auction and the mystery boxes kind of goes hand in hand. It all kind of goes hand in hand, but not really. Because like I said, one of the items I'm selling today or sold today on eBay was massive. It was huge. Well, I can't do that in a mystery box. I can't do that at the auction. So it's a little bit different. It's a little bit the same, but it's a little bit different. So I was watching John the Cincinnati Pickers live. What was that, a day or two ago? And he was talking about how good the garage selling is around Cincinnati. And obviously that's true. He does it. But and when I was back in Missouri, garage selling was fantastic in Kansas City. I love going. My bunch of my wife's family lives in Kansas City, so we were always going over there anyway. Garage selling, and some of my vendors I was in Columbia. My store was in Columbia, Missouri, which is in the middle of the states, about 2 hours to Kansas City, 2 hours to St. Louis, one on one side, one on the other. I had vendors at my store in Columbia that would go to Kansas City garage selling to bring back stuff for their booths in Columbia, literally. And I'll do the same thing, So we go over there, and garage selling was really good in Kansas City, and I missed that. But the garage selling here in Northern Virginia is very, very, very hit and miss. Not near as good as Kansas City. Still okay, But and what's different about like Cincinnati and here is John says the thrift stores in Cincinnati are garbage, which John's a good reseller, so take his word for that. The thrift stores here are pretty awesome. You guys watch my videos. I try to do a haul video still here and there, but my sold videos, you see what I sell. Those printers, the last sold video, all those came from thrift stores around here, which still blows my mind a little bit. It took me a little while to get used to that. It's a little while, but it's been like 3 years ago. It took me a little while to get used to thrift stores being better than garage sales, which is weird. Bargain effect. We've been looking for latch hook kit for the kids. Yeah, it's great. Now, like I said, the crafting lot will have some in them, but they'll have a lot of other stuff in it too, because it's an auction lot. But yeah, we'll check it out. I'm trying to get I need to get, I like to do at least 5 lots, but I'm trying to put those together and, you know, trying to do those auctions at least once a month, that way people know and be consistent. Well, hello, Rosa. I didn't say hello to Rosa up there. Hello. Gracias. Thank you. So, yeah, how's this yard stream working out? How does it look on your end? Does it sound good? Does it look good? How's the first time using StreamYard? I hope it does look good. I am trying to figure out another thing to do for a bolo breakdown. Do you guys like the bolo breakdown videos? So far, I've done the bolo breakdown of the Cranium Caribou games, which was pretty cool. I've done a bolo breakdown of a faucet, and I've done a bolo breakdown of printers that I bought. So if you guys enjoy those, I'll keep on doing them. But yeah. Well, thanks, Mo. How's it going? Appreciate that. I know the lighting's kind of dark in here. I'm sitting on the sofa TV's right there. Not being lazy, I just decided to do this live stream. Like, I'd rather do it up here than downstairs. It's just more comfortable up here. So yeah, I had the yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think we're in the doldrums of summer, Mo. I really do, because I mean, my sales have been okay, but definitely not where I want them to be. And it took a little while to build back up from being gone pretty much all of June. But yeah, it's been kind of slow. But I think now that we're in August, when we get towards the middle and end of August, things will start picking up steam. For back to school, and then we're basically into the Christmas season already. So I think it will all pick up steam. At least I hope so. Don't you? What do I have today? I've got. It's not bad. I've got 5 to ship out today. It's not great, but it's not terrible. Total sales yesterday of 276.09. So that's okay. Definitely compared to the previous day. The previous day was like real bad, but yesterday was okay. Well, she's good, Mo. Thanks for asking. Actually, today, August 2nd, is our wedding anniversary. We've been married 11 years today. 11 years. Seems like it has blown by. Time flies when you're having fun, right? But she had to go into work today, obviously. But tonight we're going to go out to dinner and, maybe have a margarita. Thanks, Mo. I don't know exactly where we're going tonight, but I don't know if we're going to go to Chewy's, or I think we may go to, we've been in this area, in the Washington, D.C. area for 3.5 years now, and we still never been to the zoo here. So I think we're going to go to the zoo tomorrow. So, yeah. I don't even know hey, Joe, what's up, man? But yeah, I think we're going to go to the zoo tomorrow. Does the DC zoo still have the pandas, or did the China US spat, did they take their pandas back? I don't know if they did or not. I need to research. Yeah, I think we may do that tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, I got a few auction things. I picked up, actually won a few things on an online auction. Not a bunch of stuff, just a few things. You got to be picky, cherry pick, especially when you're doing all your eBay stuff in your home, like I am. Thought it was awesome to see John got another warehouse. I would love to get a warehouse, but that sweet, sweet YouTube money, that 30 to $80 a month isn't quite warehouse money, especially in this area. So yeah, I really made anybody that's going to start a YouTube channel. I made a couple of really, really big mistakes on YouTube. I made some good, stuff as well, but I made a couple of really bad mistakes on YouTube. Um, the first big mistake was uh, not having videos prepared to slow release while I was on vacation. That was the biggest mistake I ever made, because everything came to a stop. And once I got back and started putting videos out again, it was like starting all over again. My subscribers are still there, but it's like they're not getting the notifications. My videos aren't showing up as suggested videos in their feeds and stuff. So it's like starting over from scratch. I mean, I still haven't recovered. Like before, my sold videos would get from 800 to 1,300 views pretty consistently. Now 300. So that was the biggest mistake I made. Was It's like everything came to a screeching halt when I went on vacation. So if you're ever a content creator, if you go on vacation, or if you're not going to be around for a week, have videos prepared to release, because it'll make you start all over again. And I'm still in the middle of that. My subscribers are still trickling up a little bit. Still haven't made it to 2,000. I was like at 1926 or whatever this morning. It's still going up a little bit, not as much as it was, but the watch time is way down. Actually, the watch time came back, but the views are just way, way, way down. So yeah, if you're ever thinking about making that jump, just be consistent because it'll kill you, kill the momentum, the bargain effect. I would love to get a warehouse, but the whoops, sorry about that. The building overhead is really nice. I'm getting to the point where it's getting too much for my baby. Yeah, me too. Yeah, that's a pretty much, and I love doing the auction, but that's the main reason I'm doing the auction and the mystery boxes is my storage is maxed out completely. And I know people have heard me say that over and over again, but literally there's like a path this wide to move in my garage, and I have to go in like sideways. But I can't. Even storage units in this area, I can't pull that trigger. I can't make myself because I don't want to pay $300 a month for a storage unit. That's like right out of my pocket, you know. Yeah, Mo, dropped me down the line. Absolutely, it did. It like dropped me to the bottom, and I'm still trying to claw my way back up. I can't, you know. But just being consistent, releasing the videos. I mean, it stinks, releasing a video and only getting 300 views when I used to get 1,200. But it's my fault. It's totally my fault. See, Joe, the family of the Phipps, we're actually looking to get another warehouse. Found 1,800 square feet for about six. Joe, if I found 1,800 square feet for 650 a month, I would be in it today. 1,800. I've looked around my area. I mean, it's just different areas of the country. It is what it is. But 1,800 square feet in my area would cost you anywhere from $1,800 to $2,500 a month in that range. And I can't do that. To take all my or most of my profits to pay for rent. I'm not going to do that. And obviously, you're supposed to build and build and build and stuff, but there's only, and then it goes into hiring employees and all this stuff. Nah, I've had employees. It can be a good thing, but it can also be a big, huge hassle. At the most, at the highest level of my stores, I think I had about 15 employees, and it was mostly good. We had some really good ones. We had some really bad ones. Yep, I've had to fire more than my fair share of people. And the bargain effect, says that's a great price. I wish we had something priced. Yeah, me too. Me too. I would be on it today. I'd be like, you got a lease? I'll send a lease. Yeah, here's your check. Yes, it is, Joe. Yes, it is. The bargain effects in central Wisconsin. Hey, Kent, long time no see, brother. How you been doing? Glad you popped in. Probably go on another about 7 minutes or so. You got any questions, Kent? Where we were talking about earlier, Kent was just strange and off the wall questions that we've gotten on eBay. I had a couple of doozies this past week, and it just made me laugh. Yeah, isn't it, Joe? Like back in Joe says, in other news, we signed a contract for that TV show, and Tuesday start filming in September, and the season goes on there sometime tomorrow. All right, keep us apprised, Joe. We'll definitely watch out for it. And I think you are I don't, we haven't ever met each other in person, but we have a pretty good rapport on YouTube and stuff. I think you're the third person in my life that I've known that has gotten a TV show. Isn't that funny? The things are different, you know, things are really different. The only time I've ever been approached ever about TV was because of my genealogy stuff, not because of my reselling stuff, because of my genealogy stuff. One time I was approached about doing a genealogy show, uh, but nothing ever came of it. These production companies, they make, they're there to make money, and they're trying to sell these shows to these channels. For everyone that doesn't know how this works, production companies, not the TV channels, the production companies develop these programs just like Joe just signed on for, and they sell them to channels like the History Channel and TLC and stuff. And if they can do that, they can sell the show, and then that's when it happens. But if they developing it and they can't sell it, it didn't happen. Well, that's what happened with the genealogy thing. They couldn't sell it, so didn't happen. What's up, O'Shan's Deals? I don't have my names list. I'm sorry, it's downstairs. They found you on YouTube, so you never know who's watching your videos. That's right. Absolutely. You never can tell. See, Joe? We know what we're talking about, don't we, Joe? Thank you, Karen. Appreciate it. All those thumbs up matter. Yep, the subscribers. I haven't looked at my analytics in a while, but I'm still about 50% of my watch time are for people that's not subscribed. So if people would just subscribe, please, then I'd be over 2,000 subscribers, and that'd be awesome. We'd appreciate that. 2,000. I look at this in little increments. It'd be nice to be at 30,000 subscribers like the big boys, but my next step is 2,000. I'm at 1926. When I get 2,000, cat hair, part of living in this house. Get that 2,000. All right, the next step is 2,500. And not just do it that way. The big picture, I'd love to be 25,000, 30,000 subscribers, but baby steps, just like building a business, baby steps. Mo Flips, we passed on the offer to be on Homestead Rescue. Yeah, I haven't watched that show, I don't think. Actually, my brother-in-law's cousin, I think, was approached about that one too, Mo, because they live in the Mountain Home area, northern Arkansas, right there close to the border of Missouri, and they literally was homesteading, living off solar and all that stuff, and they didn't do it either. They must not have been offering any money. Yeah, it sounds like on that. There you go. Joe had another person. So they're approaching all kinds of people there in the northern Arkansas, southern Missouri area, all that area. But like I said, I didn't get any details on it, but they must, the money to begin with is not great, unless the show becomes a big success and then the money gets a little bit better. But to begin with, it's not great anyway. But that show, it must have been like nothing because it's like 3 people I've known that passed on that one show. Isn't that funny? For the time it takes and everything. But anyway, I don't ever expect to be on a TV show. This is good enough for me, you guys and all that stuff. Still deciding if I want to do a what sold video today. See if I have time for it. Got a lot of stuff going on today, of course, as usual. Excuse me. I'm still on my fast, and that's a good update to do. I'm still doing the fasting, getting in better shape every day. Just had a checkup a couple weeks ago, my annual checkup, and everything looking good. Still trying to lose about another 15 or 20 pounds. So, Mo, we live right by the Mountain Home border. There you go. Like I said, my brother-in-law's cousin lives right up there too, right up there north of Norfolk. They call Norfolk here and Norfolk. I've been to the lake a lot of times. Been through Mountain Home a ton because I used to live in, I grew up in Jonesboro, but I lived my late teens, early 20s. I lived in Fayetteville. I was in the Marine Corps Reserve and all that stuff, but I lived in Fayetteville, so I wore that 412 out, going back and forth to Jonesboro to Fayetteville. Goes right through Mountain Home. Yep, wore that out. Yep, you guys are pretty close to each other. That's funny. Mo mentions West Plains. That it's funny what sparks stuff in your mind. But my dad back in the day was back when he was young was a musician. He was a drummer. Before he got hardcore alcoholism and did that. But he was a musician. They played in West Plains. They played the bars in West Plains all the time. They would go from Jonesboro, drive up to West Plains, and play the bars all the time. I remember him telling those stories. And my mom, because she would go up there too. So, the bargain effect. Let's start a YouTube Goodwill bin wars. Go to the bin with $20 and see who can make the most of it. That'd probably be a pretty good show because the bins are an adventure in and of itself. The closest Goodwill outlet to me is in Richmond, actually. Now, where Justin RVA Flips live. He actually lives in Chesterfield, but that's like a suburb of Richmond. But that's the closest one to me, surprisingly. I'm in Washington, D.C. suburbs, and there is no Goodwill outlet here. The closest one's Richmond. There could be one in Baltimore. I've never checked, but I'm not going to Baltimore. So the only time I've been to the Goodwill bins is in Kansas City, actually. And, I had pretty good success there. There's a lot of people there. It's crazy, but I think that would be a good show if somebody produced it correctly. But man, that'd be a doozy to produce. So unless anyone's got any other questions, I think I've rambled long enough. Anybody got any questions at all? Hit them. I'm going to wrap this up in the next couple minutes here. Get on, go downstairs and get my stuff packed up, ready to ship out. But thanks to all the guys that are participating. It was good talking to you guys. Bargain Effect, Mo Flips, Joe, Karen, O'Shan's Deals. Appreciate all you guys. Kent, thank you, thank you. Rosa, Fishing and Picking, appreciate it. Yeah, thanks all you guys. You guys are what makes it happen. Mo, we're going to start a Monster Trucks in West Plains tonight. Oh, you're going to Monster Trucks in West Plains tonight. It's going to be televised. The original Bigfoot's going to be there. That's pretty awesome. Love that stuff when I was growing up. I remember going to a monster truck thing in, the Convocation Center in Jonesboro on the Arkansas State University's campus. It's the basketball arena. It's enclosed. It's a dome. But they had a monster truck thing inside that. Wear earplugs, especially, outside. It's still bad outside, but inside in the Convocation Center, I had to it was so loud. And I've been to some pretty loud concerts. Those monster trucks were like another level. Super, super loud. But that's it, guys. Appreciate it. And we'll see you guys next time. Peace.